Hi everyone, welcome. Welcome to the Law of Attraction Detox. Here we detoxify from toxic techniques. Instead, we focus on our true nature right here in the present moment. That's where all the manifestational power exists. I am here to tell you that this is what works. The techniques that you are trying to layer over the top of the doubts, the worries, the insecurities, all of those techniques don't work. And the paradox is that once you get into the state of being where your life is effortlessly flowing through you, you are in the flow of the creator, the effortless energy, the electrical current of impulses that is you. Once you get to that state of being, you no longer need techniques. You no longer need manifestational kind of affirmations and visual and things like that. And those tools are actually, I believe, like a bypass from what we really are here to do. And we're here to heal and bring back all of the aspects of ourselves that have been fragmented off from the time that we were little. Parts of ourselves that felt afraid, or parts of ourselves that felt sad and lonely. Those parts of ourselves, as part of the manifestational journey, are asking for us to bring that part home. And so what we think we want is this person or this place or this thing. But what we really want is to feel whole, to feel embodied, to feel steady, to feel confident, to feel secure, to feel like you're full of love, to feel like you have everything that you want. I venture to say that there is some sort of belief that when I get that thing, person, place, or thing, that I will then feel the way that I want or the way that I need to feel. And while, yes, that will be true, you will feel the extra blissed out feeling of having whatever it is that you desire. But the paradox is that you must first experience that within you before you can have that outside of you. And so today's topic, I just kind of wanted to jump on here briefly and see if there was any questions. I know that what I teach is slightly different from what the other law of assumption, law of attraction folks are teaching, but it is in alignment with what a lot of spiritual people are teaching and the spiritual enlightenment people. And so what I'm doing is I'm kind of blending those two. So if you've been on a manifestational journey for a long time, like I was, now, mind you, I've been studying manifesting, law of attraction, law of assumption, all of those kinds of weird things, channeling from beings of other dimensions. And I've been studying those things for 2 decades. And what I've discovered is, as well as studying spiritual text and things like that, it's that there is a combination, that the spiritual journey is a manifestational journey. And so when you discover your true nature within, which is expansion of love, to, basically boil it down to its most basic components, the expansion of love, the awareness of that which you are. And so to discover that which you are, you go on this manifestational journey. But from my experience, there was a lot of wanting in the manifesting journey, wanting that I might not have wanted so badly if I didn't know about manifesting. And it seems like once I knew that I was able to manifest my life, but I couldn't figure out how to do it, it actually made my life more frustrating and depressing. And so I see these posts of, YouTube videos that are asking, how do you know what it feels like when your manifestation is almost there? How do you know what it's like if you're so close, but so far away? Well, all of the things that I've manifested, that I've actually intentionally created into my life, it was all in hindsight. I didn't realize I was actually going to have it until in hindsight, I knew that there was this knowing. And the knowing is something that is, honestly, you can't force it. You have to do the inner work first before the knowing comes. And the knowing feels like resting. It feels like confidence. It feels like a soft belly that isn't full of knots. It feels like a big, deep breath that I can breathe easily in and out. That kind of knowing with a little bit of conviction, a little bit of dedication and devotion, that drive behind it, almost like this, like this fierce warrior, like, I'm going to get it. That's what I call a happiness warrior, that you are going to get it no matter what. And what you're going to do is just be with yourself and know that you are worthy, and go back into your inner work, do your mental diet, they call it, keep coming back in to yourself. And every time something comes up that isn't suitable for you, like a thought that's telling you this isn't possible, it's time to go inward. It's time to go inward and ask that part of yourself, what is it that you need from me? Why are you expressing that you think this isn't possible? And there might actually be a fear behind that doubt, the fear that if I do get what I want, I might lose it all. Or if I do get what I want, it will come with a price to pay. If I do get that person, maybe they will leave me. So I'd rather be alone, because at least alone is something I know I'm familiar with being lonely. And so how does it feel when you're just about to get your man? They say, well, you got to stop wanting it. Once you stop wanting it, you will then get it really easily. And it's true, but it's so hard to just stop wanting something. So what you do instead is you tell yourself that is possible for you. You have a person, you have a dream home, you have a dream place, you have that person, place, or thing in mind, and that is meant to be yours. And then the knowing that it's on the way is because you're enjoying your epic life. I see some questions here. I'll get to them in just a minute. You're just enjoying your epic life. You're full. You're fulfilled. That is the goal of a manifesting journey, is like that set it and forget it. Like, oh, I want a dream partner. I want the dream money. I want the dream thing. And then you can just like snap your fingers, go back into your life. But if you go back into your life and you are not satisfied, you're looking around at everything, basically cursing the ground you walk on with every time you look at your life and you don't like it. Oh, I'm still alone, or I went on another failed date, or I'm not getting the money I need. I must be doing something wrong. And then you can notice your thoughts start to spiral into, a mindset that isn't congruent with what you want. Because if you had what you wanted, person, place, or thing, what would you be thinking, saying, or doing? You would be fulfilled, content. You'd be going out to breakfast with your friends on the weekend, talking about your love of your life, talking about the job opportunity, talking about the whatever. You would be just fulfilled, having a good time. But you would also be able to manage your emotions when they come up. You would notice and recognize when you are feeling off, and you would go in and take care of yourself. You're being practicing this for so long that it becomes really easy and effortless to just slip back into the state of being where you already have what you want. That doesn't necessarily mean that you feel good all the time. I'm not always in some, what I call, cult of positivity, running around happy all the time. Like, the world's on fire and I'm happy. It's like, no, the world's on fire. I need to take care of, there's real life things that happen. There's real life sadness that happens. A pet dies, a loved one dies, something happens that's tragic. That doesn't mean I don't feel bad sometimes. What I do know is that life is always working out for me. And I stay true to that path. That's what the happiness warrior conviction is. I stay true to that path. That's that's something that I stay as like the virtue path of least resistance, is I know that even if this thing sucks, I'm going to get further to where I want, because that's what it's at. That's the only way for me, is that I believe life is bringing us experiences, whether or not they are fun, that will bring us closer to what we want to experience, which is the expansion of love, conscious expansion of love, the feeling of safety, the feeling of being understood, feeling of being loved and loving. Those basic, simple things as a human that we really, really desire, is to be understood, to be loved, to be acknowledged, to be accepted. Ken asks, how did you get your start in manifesting? Good question. I had my first synchronistic event when I flew down to Florida, and I took a trip on a vacation to go see my favorite band. And I met this most incredible woman through this guy that I met. It was like this boop, 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 boop. He's like, you want to come back over to hang out with my friend? And her name is Kim. And I'm like, yeah, Kim. Okay, great. Sure. And I go over and I meet this woman, and she hands me this book. And she tells me that I have this psychic knowing that she can just see in my eyes. And I'm like, what? You know? And then she hands me this book, and it was like Steve Roth and the group, I think. And so there's like this guy who channels like extraterrestrials or something like that. Well, I go home and I like read this whole book, and it got me on this journey. And then I got the book that I call my Bible. It's called Oneness by Rasha. And I've read that book over and over and over again. It's almost, I think, 500 pages of channeled information. And that was my first opening into manifestation. And right around that time, I believe, is when The Secret came out. Oh my gosh, that was so long ago. It seems like it wasn't that long ago, but it was. And then I don't think I really got really into The Secret. I didn't really feel compelled to watch it, but I heard through friends what was in it. And I think many years later, I finally did watch it. But The Secret, again, like Abraham Hicks and all these things that I started studying after that, I still had my Bible, Oneness, but it was just frustrating to me because I didn't understand the principles. I wasn't embodying the principles of manifesting. I was instead trying to make something in my life happen instead of, honestly, just picking up the spiritual textbooks and practicing the art of non-attachment, because that is like the basis. That's learning how to drive before you get the keys to the truck. The keys to the truck are the fun, like, cool, now I can consciously create my life. So like starting with the non-attachment and starting with those basics of, I am a whole conscious creator. I have done the inner child work. I have reprogrammed my mind. If you want help with that, by the way, that's what I do. That's what I'm here for. I do personalized journeys of hypnotherapy. I go deep inside with you and shine a light into your inner child. Ask your inner child what it needs and wants from you. And it's just like magic. As soon as you discover that, it's just like poof. Some people are like, wow, I've been trying to figure that out for my whole 10 years of therapy or whatever. And then they just shift into this state of being where they already have what they want. So you basically are now no longer in this lack of what you want. Instead, you are now in full alignment with what you want. And it's just a matter of staying in that frequency, staying in that place of love. As the thoughts and the old programs and the old patterns come up, you lovingly embrace them and bring them back home. That's what I do. I do one-on-one with you for hypnotherapy as well as coaching. And I'm about to put together a Happiness Warriors program. It's coming out on September 9th. And that will be guiding you, directing you with really intensive video work, basically shining a light really, really rapidly. If you're frustrated with the manifestational journey you've been on and you're ready to become a spiritual master, basically, you're ready to be this happiness warrior that is like piercing through the veil of reality, knowing the true nature that you are is the most powerful and potent thing. And that's what you're going to access in this program in September. More information on that, as well as members only. I've been posting a lot of fun videos over there. They're more off the cuff, kind of like this. They're kind of like just, I'll be like out and about on a hike and like throw some random information. I'm also giving out like more guided breathwork techniques, like really going into the techniques and the tips that I give in the regular YouTube channel content, as well as guided meditations and more things like that to help you along the way. Chris is asking, I'll watch later. Oh, I want to say I love you too. Mwah. Thank you for coming on. And drop some comments in here. Let me know what you want to see. Go over to the members only. I think it's only $1.99 a month. It's pretty affordable for most places in the world. And jump over there, and then you can tell me exactly what you want me to talk about over there. I'm talking about concepts like consciousness and quantum theory, and diving into maybe some more relationship topics or communication topics, or just like really practical things that are going to help you stay on task with that which you desire. Because we think that there's going to be some magic tool sometimes. When I was on this journey, I was like, there's a magic tool that I just must not understand. And there isn't any magic tool. It's just the self-work. It's the inner work. It's the going in to yourself when you feel like you want to manifest something out there, instead coming back home, bringing yourself back into your awareness of that which you are, which is right here in your body. And so before we get off, I'm just going to remind you, it only takes maybe 3 minutes to sit with yourself and doing a deep breath all the way down into your pelvis, like filling up a balloon, and then all the way back out, and just moving your energy down into your body. Noticing if your chest is tight, noticing if your abdomen feels tight, noticing if your head feels like it's spinning with thoughts, just being aware of that, noticing the thoughts that come up and just letting them arise. This is the most important thing because it helps you access your internal GPS system, which is your body. Your internal GPS system is going to navigate you through life. It's going to tell you intuitive hits and intuitive nudges. It's going to make you feel more relaxed. So when you're around other people, they're like, wow, hey, I just want to offer this opportunity to you. Or random, more quantum mechanic type things happen where someone just happens to be thinking about you and gives you a phone call. I just had a friend who I think I maybe helped him do this, but he just manifested a very nice new white van to replace his old kind of, beat up van. And the person just thought of him, said, hey, I'd like to gift this to you, gives him the van. He sells the other van, has this nice new van. And I'm just kind of like, did I help him do that? Because I'm constantly talking about this thing. I think I did. Like, I feel like I planted that in there. Like, he needs a new vehicle. Like I feel like I just kind of barely knew that was going to happen, or just barely felt that into being. And, that's kind of what I'm playing with now too. I'm helping my friends who are desiring relationships. I'm really starting to imagine them like, oh, I know they're going to have a relationship very soon. It's the perfect person for her. And starting to be of service in that way. Because if you understand these tools and you start to embody them for yourself, you realize that we all are connected and that you want your friends and your loved ones to have what they're wanting. And I really think there's something magical about that, like being of service and being more selfless and imagining, people in war putting their weapons down, imagining people who are getting into fights, just like feeling that in you. Not even like using your imagination so much as just feeling that stillness inside of you and projecting it out onto someone else, feeling that expansion of love and being so loved in your own body, and projecting that onto your friend who's having a rough time. I'm going to jump off now because it looks like my battery is about to die. And so much love to you. Jump over to the membership only page. It's super fun. I'm having so much fun making those videos. And I just want to remind you that you are the love that you're seeking. And it's right here, right now. And it's all you need is right here. And once you find that, the whole world opens up for you. Mwah. Let me know if you need any help. Contact me if you want to work with me. And I'll be here next time. Love you.